More lovely imagery. Anyway, there's a piece of heart in here. There's also a pit which we can't get across. Somehow make it on top of Spectacle Rock. There's a tip. Yeah, you can't get past that. I think that comes from somewhere else.
I believe it comes from the Spectacle Rock.
Maybe.
There's a cave in the front of Spectacle Rock. I think we see the other side of that.
Actually, yeah, it would make sense. Anyway, players of the original Legend of Zelda probably know that Spectacle Rock is where Ganon hung out in the original Legend of Zelda. Now it's been demoted to a minor land point. Although not really, because it's actually directly beneath Ganon's castle in this game. So apparently Spectacle Rock just happens to be the location that Ganon builds his place around.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I actually kind of wonder now if there was a location like Spectacle Rock in Ocarina of Time. There might be.
Yeah, that's where the first fairy hit. Anyway, this is our first example of Dark World, Light World warps.
Yep, you'll start finding them much more commonly at this point. And Link turns into a cute pink bunny. Anyway, explanation for this. In the Dark World, creatures are turned into representations of their inner self. As this guy explains. I'm not 100% sure why Link turns into a rabbit in that case then. I think Twilight Princess did a better job with that by having him turn into a wolf, because he's like loyal to his friends and everything. And this one is just kind of weird that he turns into a pink rabbit for some reason.
Luckily, we have the magic mirror, which means we can do this.
Yep, go back. And we get a free piece of heart. Anyway, the warp will remain and you can use it to go back, but for now, we can proceed into the Tower of Hera. Which is probably the hardest Light World dungeon in the game. It introduces these lovely things. As far as I can remember, these things were not in Ocarina of Time. But they were in a lot of the 2D Zelda games. And you can use the magic mirror to return to the start at any point. That's a tip.
And he's right, you should really remember that.
Yeah, it's very, very helpful.
And they give you the map right off the start.
In fact, a lot of people use that because the magic mirror warp can be used to sequence break a lot of dungeons. We will immediately die to the first enemy in the zone. Okay.
Still hate Moldorm.
Yeah, Moldorm is annoying. Hey, we don't have a key yet.
Oh, yeah.
Because I believe you had to go through the right door.
Yep, I believe you can.
And I think you have to flick the switch before you go in or else you get blocked. Wait, is it? No, this is the wrong way.
Oh, yeah,
this
we're
leads
going
forward.
up, so
We need to go down.
we can't go up yet because we need to get the master key or we'll be blocked.
Yep. Sorry, it's been a while. We haven't done this game in a while, so our memory slips. Anyway, there's a lot of flip-switching puzzles in this game, which reminds me, The Legend of Zelda Link to the Past 2 showcased a lot of flip-switching,
Well, there's
too.
the second Stalfos, the one that throws bones.
The Legend of Zelda Link to the Past 2's trailer gameplay showed a lot of flip-switching, too.
Shit, if Moldorm hits me again, I'm dead.
In fact, a lot of the flip-switching in that game is directed towards the ability that you can turn into a wall now. Which is pretty damn cool, if you ask me. I always liked the flip-switch puzzles.
Anyway, I got a key over there, so...
Yeah, now we can go the way that we were originally trying to go. There's not really much to say about the Tower of Hera. It's a pretty straightforward dungeon. Except for the boss, who's... hit the thing quickly. You know what this is. Oh yeah, this is one of the ones where you have to dodge them. Oh, hey, you're dodging like a boss. Oh, these things lock onto your position, eh?
Yeah.
That makes it pretty easy to dodge, actually.
No, it really doesn't.
Oh, I guess you're kind of right. Jesus. I like how the second I say that it makes them pretty easy to dodge, you start getting hit like crazy. Anyway, there's a trick to get through this room easily. You can plant bombs next to these and kill these guys. You gotta watch it, though. You gotta hope that they move near them, though, and sometimes they just won't. Or you can do that, which, remember that you can do that. What the? Oh yeah, it wasn't on the ground. There you go. Remember that you can pick up and throw bombs. It actually does become important later. Okay, this room, I believe, is a kill all enemies room. Anyway, we mentioned this type of Stalfos earlier. This one is a pink-headed one, which we mentioned in the previous room. They throw bones at you whenever they jump. They're just kind of douches like that. Although if you can pin them into a corner, you can easily kill them. And I was wrong, it's a light all torches room. Then you get the big key. Kind of getting it earlier in this one. Oh jeez, I've already used our fairies. And again, I don't think that's much of a problem, because I think there is a fairy found later in the dungeon.
There is.
Well, now we can head up a floor. The reason why we couldn't head up earlier... Oh, shit. You know what really sucks about that? The floor's gonna reappear.
Damn.
Hit the switch and do this quickly. There we go. Alright, so now we can head up a floor. As I was saying, the reason we couldn't do this earlier is because you need the big key to get past.
And now we run into these annoying jerks.
I have no idea what the hell these things are.
I call them marble heads.
Marble heads.
They sure look like them.
Anyway, you also encounter these little things. When you step on these tiles, it changes the layout of the room.
Like that. As you can see, the door here is a big key door.
Yep, which is
that's why we need. That's why you need the big key for you.
Anyway, the marble heads are annoying because they take 5 million hits to kill.
Yeah, so you sort of try to steer them towards the hole.
Yeah, because you can knock them through. You block yourself.
I know.
But it makes it easier to kill these guys, I guess. But be careful though, because these guys bump you around quite a bit, so they can do the exact same thing to you.
Echo.
So anyway, moving along. You may notice the big chest in here. We'll return for that in a little minute. A little bit. Whatever. Anyway, you got more Moldorms to kill. They're annoying as balls. As I said, the Tower of Hera really isn't much of an event. There's hardly anything in here. It's just sort of an annoying, like, flip puzzle dungeon. With those weird fire-breathing things, which I have no idea what they are. They're Dodongos for all I care. Anyway, here we are at the top floor of this place. This gives you access to both the dungeon item and the Great Fairy Fountain. The dungeon item is found by jumping down that small hole there. And you get the Moon's Pearl. As the old man mentioned, without the Moon's Pearl, you would turn into a bunny when you enter the world. Now that you have it, you will be fine. And I think my brother is trying to prepare his sanity for the boss that we're about to fight. Because we're not gonna lie, the boss we're about to fight is probably the most obnoxious one in the game.
Not hard, just annoying.
Yep, pretty much. I like how these things take you all the way to the bottom floor. And you're not likely to die against this boss, because he only does like a small bit of damage when he hits you. He's a really weak boss, which you think would make him easy, but it's the setup they use for him that makes him annoying, as you'll see as soon as we go up. Anyway, luckily we have the red switch blocks activated. Each one of those jars located there will give you a free heart every single time. Why are you fighting enemies?
Because I don't want to fall down the hole and have them here.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
The red ones take 400 years to kill.
Yeah. Will you just die already?
Actually, I'm starting to move up there.
There we go. Alright, now for the boss. And let me tell you, this boss is not going to be fun. We really don't want to do it, but we're gonna have to. I like how the music pans out. Oh god!
Moldorm is in the center. Once you're in his room, you cannot exit. And the whole room is surrounded by a giant pit. And he will knock you into it.
Yeah, and once he does...
His AI is in fact programmed to try and do so.
And once he manages
and
to...
every time you hit him, he gets slightly faster.
Yep. And the worst part about this boss is, whenever you fall, Moldorm gets all of his health back. Then you have to do the whole fight over again.
As a result, it's a good idea to try and stay out of his way as much as you can.
There is actually a slight...
And that's why this boss is such an annoying asshole.
There is
because
actually...
that will happen a lot.
There is actually a slight AI bug that you can cause Moldorm to do. It's possible to get him lodged behind that small pit there to a point where he can't get out and then just take pot shots at him. But it's not easy. And I've only seen it happen once. That was lovely. So yeah, prepare for a lot of failure, prepare for a lot of repeats, and this will probably start getting sped up if it starts to drag on for a ridiculously long time. So hooray. You could try to do this, but I don't think it works. I think he only takes damage from the sword. It looks like it. I read that staying close to that brick area is also good because it's the only part of the arena that he can't knock you out of. But it's not easy. Oh, Jesus. Okay. Oh, got him. Now he's going in super mode. See? It's possible to get him jammed in there to the point where he cannot get out. But it's not easy. Oh, jeez. Got him! Alright. That was a lot less painful than I thought it would be. Oh, and by the way, do not fall out while he is blowing up.
Yes, he'll come back to life.
That just pisses you off. And now we got the Pendant of Power, which is actually wisdom in this game because bad translation errors, I guess. Either way, though, we managed to get all 3 pendants, so now we can go to the Lost Woods and get the Master Sword to fight Aghanim, or Santa Claus, whatever. You'll see why I called him that in a minute. So anyway, now we have to go down Death Mountain, which isn't as bad as you may think. It's actually pretty easy.
That sign just says this leads back to Kakariko Village.
Yep. Oh, great.
Well, we're pretty much...
Anyway, getting down Death Mountain is just a simple procedure. You just sort of follow the path and you'll make it out. Easy as pie. And I think there might be a heart piece, although I thought that was in the Dark World.
You may be correct.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is in the Dark World, actually. Yeah, it is, because there's that one place with the bumper in the path that says, like, I will give a piece of heart to anybody who can get to the top of this.
Okay, anyway.
Now, the nice thing about them dumping you off here is that there's an access point to the Lost Woods just to the north. But we are out of time, so we will go into the Lost Woods and get the Master Sword in the next part. So we'll see you guys then.
And we can say
Lumberjacks.
Lumberjacks.